there in the universe, in our galaxy, in fact, and that life has traveled to our Earth.
At the same time, I'm always careful to say that not everything that's reported is of this nature. You know, I think it is important to retain a degree of healthy skepticism.
You know, I personally have seen at least 3 different objects that I can't explain doing very unconventional maneuvers in the sky. Does that make me a believer? Do people ask if I'm a skeptic? I don't like those terms because I think everyone should be skeptical.
We need skeptics. We need intelligent people with a skeptical attitude about this because this is a strange field.
But a debunker is someone who is out there to tear people's stories down, to ridicule people, so that the people will either just go away and take their stories with them, or will be forced into a situation where they'll admit that they made it all up, even though they didn't.
4 basic rules for UFO debunkers. And Travis has run into all of these. Don't bother me with the facts. My mind's made up. What the public doesn't know, I'm not going to tell them. If you can't attack the data, this is particularly true in Travis's case, attack the people. And do your research by proclamation. Investigation is too much trouble.
You know, it's so funny because I've gone on a lot of times with some debates with some of these debunkers, and you're extraterrestrial, you say. I said, I didn't say it was extraterrestrial. I said, maybe it is, I don't know. How am I supposed to know? All I'm saying is that this is what people saw, this is what was reported, this is what the photographic evidence backs up, the radar evidence, whatever it is, whatever particular case it is. You can speculate all you want is to figure out what it was. We know what it wasn't.
They begin with the idea that if it's unproven, that's the absolute equivalent of disproven. And, you know, if you think about it, that's pretty absurd.
They know that UFOs aren't real. They absolutely know it as empirical fact. You know, how cool is that?
They will reach and they will stretch and they will find anything that they think will make some kind of sense to somebody as a way of explaining. Their whole job is, we must explain this away.
Certainly one of the most successful propagandists of the second half of the 20th century was Philip Glass. And his area of propagandizing was almost anything strange, but especially UFOs.
He, through the 50s and early 60s, had never read anything on the topic of UFOs. But he had already predetermined that anyone who believed that this